Doing a tail light swap here, actually more of rewiring the lights. So this right here on the right you can see is the US tail light. It's got the top part is the turn signals, you got the reverse bulb, and then the bottom of the brake and running lights, parking lights. And here we have the JDM. The difference is only the top is the brake running lights. You got your reverse light here, and then you got the amber turn signal bulbs there, and the bottom is nothing. But on the passenger side, the JDM has a fog light bulb that's disconnected. It doesn't work at all. You have to wire it separately. So what we're gonna do, if you look at back here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mod the JDM taillight so that the top functions as a bottom. So this piece right here, we're gonna actually cut and drill that out to fit the bulb from the US tail light. So what we're actually do, I'm actually probably gonna cut these wires and match these three to the top of these three and tap into that. So once we get the hole drilled, put these bulbs in there and they should function. So let's see how it goes. All right, so next, as you see, I had to pick up this 7/8 hole. This is the hole. This is about the size hole we're gonna have to drill behind the on the bottom piece of the lamp. So that's for that. Got my trusty Bosch. Love that. Gotta love that. I got that there, and then I got a fresh pair of bulbs, which are dual filament bulbs, because this one's, you can see it's a little dark. It's about to blow, so I go ahead and get a fresh pair. So that's from that. So primary wire. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that and I'm going to extend them, each one, so I can tap into the JDM harness. Got your T-tap connectors, female connectors, electrical tape, pliers, vice grips, wire stripper, utility blade, just in case you need to cut anything. If you look here, this is the USDM taillight harness. As you can see, you got your reverse, you got your turn signal up top, and then the one I cut, which is the brake and running lights. And they're gonna come out. I'm gonna connect them to these bulbs, and this bulb will go in here once we drill that hole. So got it drilled out now. It's fitted inside the passenger side. It's definitely not perfect. It took some fine tuning. I used this Dremel tool to kind of trim out the notches, just 2 little notches. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough so you can lock it in. So it's locked in pretty tight. If I had to take it out, I'm gonna have to, you know, pull it out with some pliers or something. But anyways, it's in there pretty secure now, so don't have to worry about that going anywhere. Pull it, and there you go. So red is for the parking lights, and so the running lights and parking lights is red. Black with the white stripe is for braking, and then the black is just ground. There's probably a better way to do this with connectors and stuff. I didn't have the connectors, so I'm just doing it this way. So once you have them all wired up, you just go ahead and wrap them up with electrical tape. Alright, so I just finished putting the wires together. That's how they look like, electrical taped. So they're all good to go. All we gotta do is the T-tap connectors. Basically, this little guy here, you know, clamps on a wire, and then you know, clamp it down with a pair of vice grips, and this piece right here goes right onto it like that. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? It's pretty much. Alright, so now we got them all in. Got your ground, got your red, and got your black and white. So now you do just match the colors up to the connectors. So start with black here to the red, and all right. So this is going to be on the passenger side, which already has a pre-drilled hole. So what I'm going to do, for the one with the pre-drilled hole, I'm going to go ahead and modify the socket itself. So what I did was I shaved off completely that top nub, shaved off the small nubs there. And you should be able to go ahead and insert the socket. There you go. And boom, that's it, you're all done. So now they're all connected and out. So next we're going to go ahead and test them out. Alright, so I went through some troubleshooting. As you can see, when I was testing the passenger side light, the bottom brake light was working, but the parking light was not. So that helps realize which wire connects to what, because it narrows it down to the parking light and running lights. So once I knew that, I had to recheck my red wire, and I had apparently I just crimped this improperly, just didn't have a good connection. So I re-crimped the blue T-tap connector, and then I re-crimped a fresh female connector on that and made sure it just had a good contact. And then once I did that, tested it again, and she fired up. So there you go. It's kind of good that happened, because it's good to know what wire goes what, so you can troubleshoot it. All right, now that we tested it and everything works out, you just kind of want to go and clean up the wires here. I just kind of wrapped everything back with electrical tape, kind of clean everything up a little bit. So when you install it, you shouldn't have any issues, and she's ready to go. So as a final test to show you what they look like.